Cheers to everyone for watching. My name is Mitchell. I review Canadian albums, and it is Tuesday morning. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Tegan and Sara album, Hey, I'm Just Like You. This is the latest full-length album from Tegan and Sara Quinn. They are twin sisters from Calgary, Alberta. As siblings, they've been writing songs and making albums together since the late 90s. The inspiration for this album came about in a clever way. While Tegan and Sara were working on their memoir that was released earlier this year called High School, they found a collection of old cassette demos that they had recorded in their teens. So every one of these 12 tracks on this album was originally written while they were from the ages of 15 and 17. And they must be like pushing their late 30s right now. Now I myself am a light fan of Tegan and Sara. I had heard their radio breakout singles in the 2010s such as Closer and Goodbye Goodbye off of the album Heartthrob. Getting deep into their back catalog on albums such as So Jealous, you hear Tegan and Sara doing harmonies together in unison, maybe an octave apart, sounding great, spare instrumentation, mostly an acoustic guitar and bass. They have transitioned smoothly from alternative rock into synth pop in this decade. Now, one major critique I have on this album is that all of the drama, all of the heaviness and grittiness of the group's vocals from their alternative rock roots, as well as from some of the synth pop singles that we heard in 2010s, none of that grittiness is here on that album. Instead, I feel Tegan and Sara are almost complacent and accepting the fact that their high school selves just weren't pushing the envelopes as songwriters or performers. I was also expecting a lot of the former unison harmonies that they had on their old albums. But on Hey, I'm Just Like You, a lot of the lyrics are just sung by either Tegan or Sara. We don't get any harmonies until like the bridges, the refrains. Most of the tracks that I enjoyed off of this album have some kind of catchy chorus or catchy guitar lick. The lead single, I'll Be Back Someday, is a shining example. It's seriously been a great single since it came out in the summertime. The title track is also a really good single, another guitar-based track with some tappy percussion and some acoustic guitar worked into the chorus. On the other half of the album, I enjoyed the song Please Help Me. It is an archetypal high school song that you can probably imagine yourself writing if you were a songwriter and you were 15 and you had to write about yourself or your loneliness or your broken heart. I like how the harmonies enter the production on this track and how it's pretty much an acoustic guitar ballad too. I liked how it reintroduced that quality for those who were kind of missing that sound from them. And the following track, Keep You Close Cause They Would Fuck You Too, you can tell that it's a 3-chord acoustic guitar ballad when it was probably written, but they had just turned into a full-blown synth pop song and it actually sounds good. I also enjoyed hearing the themes of loneliness and wanting to be at parties on the song We Don't Have Fun When We're Together Anymore. So it's cool that Tegan and Sara were being introduced to parties at this time and that they were already writing lines such as have another drink, it'll make you cool, it'll make you you. Just to show that at that age they were hinting at future insights of relationships. Now, as I've already highlighted, a lot of this album is themed around missing people. It's about heartbreak, it's about loneliness, it's about sisterhood. On the last track, we also see the theme of self-acceptance, and I think that plays into sexuality, as the group is known to be pretty pro-LGBTQ. But there were some tracks on the album that had musical moments that distracted from me enjoying it. Some of the tracks on here that feature either of the sisters who aren't singing the lead are kind of singing with this auto-tuned AI harmony that I feel doesn't really work well. You kind of hear that on the first half of the album the most on songs like Hello, I'm Right Here, as well as its previous track, Don't Believe the Things They Tell You, They Lie. And I think I like that song the least on this album. I just didn't like how the arena-sized synths were like taking over this track. Plus, I also have a general distaste for tracks that feature acoustic guitar for the first verse or chorus and then you just don't hear it anymore. I think a third of the album, the third of the tracks that I'm not mentioning here, I just felt indifferent towards. Of course, these songs were underwritten because they're pulling them from how they wrote 20 years ago, but I think kind of fills in the album nice. They aren't that bad. Overall, it did take me a while to understand that this album wouldn't have the harmonies of a vintage Tegan and Sara track. It took a while still for me to warm up to the pop production on here. By the way, this entire album was produced by women, from mastering to engineer to backup instrumentation to producing. So that's pretty cool. I also wish that I heard at least one acoustic demo from them at that age, just to give juxtaposition between the mature Tegan and Sara and the younger ones. Still, even though I wasn't impressed by all of the songs, I did like the creative detour that Tegan and Sara took with this project. I myself am feeling probably a light 6, like a strong 5 to a light 6 on this project. It is still really interesting. If anything what I said interested you, should at least check out some of the singles. I'll link them in the description below. You can like my video, comment, watch more, subscribe to my channel for more content, and share it with all of your music nerd friends. Cheers to everyone for watching. Special thanks to my subscribers as well. My name is Mitchell Hall, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one out there.